So guys, my boy Jew Almighty went live last night with Poetic Flakko, and they had a conversation about Poetic Flakko's recent controversy. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. This did not go well for Flakko whatsoever. Honestly, in my opinion, it made Flakko look 20 times worse. Let's get into it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Jew basically put belt to ass in this conversation. But let me back up a little bit here. For those of you that do not know, Flakko is currently going through a controversy right now because there are a bunch of old clips that have recently resurfaced. And within these resurfaced clips, Poetic Flakko is being extremely anti-black. Which is funny because today, Poetic Flakko's content leans more on the pro-black side. So it seems like he's criticizing some of the same behaviors that he demonstrated once upon a time. Let me show you guys just one quick example of this.
After Point and Shoot initially dropped the receipts on Poetic Flakko's anti-black past and all of the crazy, disrespectful comments that he said about black people, along with him glazing MAGA, white supremacy, Trump.
I enjoy and love Trump, right? I feel like Trump is a wonderful person to me. I enjoy his characteristics more than I enjoy Kamala.
Nick Fuentes.
He's white. He's a white supremacist, but he's Mexican. Okay. I can deal with him because he keeping a buck. I'm for purizing America, getting rid of every other race, all the mugs, get rid of them. I'm all for that. Open and honest. Like saying, yo, I voted for Trump because Trump reminded me of what the good old days were like.
And just being as much of an Uncle Ruckus as you possibly can be.
Some of us, we might support Trump for other reasons, right? Some Negroes might say, yo, the good old white man gave me $1,200.
Yeah, those clips were absolutely insane, and shout out to Jew Almighty for putting them together. So when all these old clips started to resurface, Flakko basically made an apology video. So within this fake apology video, Flakko actually apologized for being conservative, and he didn't address all of the racist, disgusting shit that he previously said. You previously being conservative was not the issue, it was your racist rhetoric. But anyway, guys, we are going to go over a little bit of this conversation that Jew had on his channel, and we are going to discuss because, like I said, Jew most def put belt to ass. Guys, very recently, I realized that I was probably overpaying for car insurance. Like every year, it just seemed like my car insurance was going up. And you know what? I never really questioned it. And guess what? Insurance companies pretty much count on that. Most people just pay whatever the renewal says without even checking to see if there's something cheaper out there. Then I found this website called Smarter Auto. It took me like 2 minutes to check, and I realized that there really are cheaper options out there for me. I used it myself and it worked well for me. So I partnered with Smarter Auto to share this. Here's exactly what happens when you check it out. Scan the QR code that you see right now on the screen or click the link in the description down below. And then you'll answer a quick few questions. Your card, your zip code, basic information like that. Then you'll see a table with different insurance quotes and rates side by side. You compare the options and you pick whatever is best for you, and it takes you straight to that provider so that you can sign up and start saving. It's completely free. It only takes a couple of minutes. And if there is a cheaper option out there with your name on it, you're not going to find it by doing nothing. Guys, this is your sign. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description down below. Check your rate and see how much you could be saving. Before we get into it, I just want to remind you guys to please do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out with the channel and it lets me know that you're rocking with the content. While you're at it, please do me a favor and do not forget to join the Discord. Make sure that you follow me on Twitch. Do not forget to subscribe to the gaming channel, and please do not forget to hype the video. I really do appreciate you guys. Guys, before we start, I just want to warn you that Flakko repeats himself a lot during this conversation. And if you watch the whole conversation, you are going to hear the same things over and over and over again. Okay, let's start the video at the point where Flakko is basically talking about how he previously had a lot of positive things to say about Nick Fuentes.
With Nick Fuentes, bro, listen, bro, again, I completely dropped the ball. The Nick Fuentes stuff, I think, was like 20.
So guys, this is going to be one of the things that Flakko repeats. Oh, I dropped the ball with Fuentes. But I don't think he really ever addressed actually aligning with him. Also, it seems like, I could be wrong, but it seems like he tried to make the argument like, oh, this was early on when Nick Fuentes wasn't as popping, so I wasn't as knowledgeable about him. But you called him out on it.
Okay, wait. So if the Nick Fuentes was in 20,
God damn, that stuttering is crazy, man. I'm not even trying to make fun of him, but that shit sounded like the Predator. One more time.
That stuff I think was like 2022, 2023, right?
okay, wait. So if the Nick Fuentes was in 2022, 2023, you said in your apology video that your wake up call was the rise of white supremacy and white Christian nationalism.
Of
What's
course.
the timeline of that? Because 2023 and 2022, Nick Fuentes came out in 2017.
Of course.
The Groypers was out in 2017. The fucking insurrection, January 6th, was 2021.
Of course. Of course.
Stephen Miller got exposed for having white supremacist emails on his server or database in 2015, 2016. And that expose came out in 2019, which means you were fully aware that white supremacy was on the rise, that white nationalism was on the rise.
No, right?
Shout out to Jew for not letting him get away with that, because it really did seem as if that's what he was going to say. Oh, this was early on, so Nick Fuentes wasn't as prevalent and I didn't know as much about him, and that's why I dropped the ball, because I didn't do my research. But like Jew just said, Nick Fuentes has been in these spaces since 2017. Now, let's see how Flakko responds to this.
And that's where I take accountability to, my brother. Was again, bro, like even if you watch that, like if you watch that Nick Fuentes stuff, like you can clearly hear it again, bro. Like again, I was like completely like uneducated, ain't really know what's going on. With the Nick Fuentes stuff, again, I dropped the ball completely, because again, I heard about Nick Fuentes, I think in 2022 when he did like, I think like Abba and Preach, when he did like Fresh and Fit, and during that interview, right? I asked those questions of, hey, are you racist? Hey, do you say the N-word, blah, blah, right? And he did a very great job at evading and concealing his intentions. I dropped the ball. I should have been, again, more educated. I didn't know who Stephen Miller was in 2019. Again, it's no excuse. I dropped the ball and I was wrong. I was uneducated about a bunch of this shit, my brother, right? And that's on me for speaking on shit that I was unaware of, right? Like I dropped the ball, right? And I do apologize for that. But right hand of God, I did not know who Stephen Miller was in 2019. I heard about like in Nick Fuentes when he did the whole with the Alba and Preach, with the Aiden Ross, with that whole little like I think circuit, right? So again, like that's my fault for speaking on shit that I was uneducated of. But again, bro, sincerely, like didn't know who these people was in 2019 or 2022.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. So Flakko is basically saying that when No Jumper interviewed Nick Fuentes, he did a great job of concealing his true intentions and his true feelings. But Flakko just admitted that he saw Nick Fuentes talking with Abba and Preach, Sneako, and Fresh and Fit. And I remember those conversations. During those conversations, Nick Fuentes was spewing a lot of hatred and a lot of racism as well. And you just said that you saw him on those platforms. So you had to hear him say a lot of disgusting racist shit. So Flakko claiming that he wasn't educated and he didn't really know too much about Nick Fuentes, yeah, that excuse doesn't fly here.
Problem for a lot of people,
yeah, of course, is
these people. I'm just gonna speak specifically about Nick Fuentes. I can talk specifically about Nick Fuentes. He has been attacking the black community and shitting on the black community since his arrival in 2017. You can literally just put in Nick Fuentes' name on Twitter in 2 seconds and his video will come up of him telling white people to avoid black people at all costs, and white people have every justification to be racist against us. So it's hard for anybody to believe that you were unaware of who these people were. But even if we take that at face value.
Wait, right? Sorry. Bro, and during that interview, right, bro, again, I'll take my L. I tried. He ran circles around me. He ran circles around us. I genuinely tried to pin him on these things, and he ran circles around us, right? And he even like, and there was an audio like that dropped, I think yesterday or so, right? Where, and he said, yo, I conceal certain like opinions of mine to try to blend into like the mainstream more, right? And we went for it. We came and unprepared, and he ran circles around us. But if you watch that full-length interview, bro, I did try to ask like about those things. And at every turn, he was lying, being deceptive. Now looking back, he was lying, being deceptive, and damn near denied everything, right? So trust me, my brother. Again, I understand. I was wrong 1,000%, right? Again, bro, like there's no excuse, and there's nothing that I could give right now to justify that, right? All I can say, brother, is I had my wake-up call. I realized my faults, and I try to do better at some point. But that's no excuse for that era, because again, bro, I was again drastically uneducated. Watch the whole watch the full shit, and you will see me ask those questions and hit run laps, you know?
So that also doesn't make any sense to me. So Flakko is here saying that during that no jumper interview with Nick Fuentes, he was running laps around them. And Flakko is also saying that Nick Fuentes recently came out and basically said that when it comes to Nick Fuentes doing interviews with the individuals that are part of like the mainstream media, he tries to conceal his true intentions and his true feelings so that he could become a little more like palatable. And that is true. Nick Fuentes did recently say that. I just talked about it on a live stream.
However, I think that I have actually positioned myself as still reasonable to the majority of people. Even though there's like a very loud group that feels betrayed because I just didn't keep doubling down and doubling down and doubling down on JQ like these other people, where it just gets more and more extreme and they just, everything's the Jews and blah, blah. What I actually have done is earned credibility with the institutions, which is actually the strategic play. And what I mean by that is like somebody like Tim Pool really likes me now. And I know probably people don't like Tim Pool in here, but I think he is representative of kind of like maybe a mainstream demographic.
But that also doesn't make too much sense in my opinion. Because sure, Nick Fuentes can try to make himself a little bit more palatable to the mainstream media. However, there are still dozens and dozens and dozens of clips of him saying disgusting, bigoted, racist, homophobic shit. It should be very easy for you to tell in an interview with Nick Fuentes that he's dialing it down a little bit. That's when you press him and you bring up clips and timestamps and you say, well, you said X, Y, and Z. If you fell for Nick Fuentes' dialed down persona during that interview with No Jumper, then that's your fault. And yes, I understand he keeps saying that he dropped the ball and he's trying to take accountability here, but it seems like he's only trying to take accountability because people have called him out and this blew up basically. I don't know that for sure, but you could obviously make that argument. So instead of continuing to harp on Nick Fuentes, Jew brings up the Proud Boys.
Okay, so if that's the case with the white supremacy, you had to be aware of who the Proud Boys were. Because they did the whole Charlottesville thing 2020, something like that. You had to be aware of who the Proud Boys were, that they are fully anti-black. They're just a different version of neo-Nazis in the KKK. And you said you support them and you fuck with them because they don't hide their politics, which is insane to say. That's like saying, yeah, I fuck with the KKK because they wear their sheets in public.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, right. And again, man, and that's the uneducated, naive version, right? It's like when people say, yo, I fuck with Trump because he is a known racist who makes it be known, right? It's like kind of like you feel me? It's like the devil that you know is better than right? Again, that's me being naive.
I'm sorry, that fucked me up because he did not finish that sentence. I guess he was trying to say the devil that you know is better than the one that you don't, I'm assuming.
Even saying, yo, these people are open and proud with their racism. I prefer this type and over this. But again, that's the naive me, not fully understanding like what that entails and what that means. And again, and that was a fucked up thing to say. And I was 1,000% wrong. Bro, listen, bro, like I'm not running away from my personal accountability.
If you're not
I
running away
fucked
from your
up, yeah.
personal accountability, then why didn't you address that in your apology video,
exactly.
your non-apology video, where you didn't apologize
Yeah.
for shit for real? You literally turned the conversation.
Yo, I really don't understand how some people are saying that Jew went easy on this man. Jew, like I said, he was putting belt to ass in this entire conversation.
From genuine criticism about the things you could have addressed, which was super disappointing to most people. For anybody that still had
Of course.
faith in you,
Of course.
you turned it from that to make it a whole conversation about conservatism, when the
course.
criticism was never about you being a conservative or any other
of course.
black
Right.
person being a conservative. For the record,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
nobody conservative, nobody black that's a conservative is anti-black. I get people may not agree with conservatism with black people, but that's like 20% of the black population. It's not a rarity to know black conservatives. So that's
Yeah, of course.
never the criticism. The criticism is aligning with Trump, glazing Trump the way you did. You
Yeah, of course.
literally, in the video I used, you literally were smiling from ear to ear, glazing him while he was disrespectful to black journalists. What was her name? Rachel Scott, I think. While
Yeah.
he was disrespecting her on stage at a black event.
And guys, this is exactly why I said this conversation was basically a disaster, because the entire conversation went on exactly like this. Jew would bring up multiple valid points, but Flakko would just say, you know, that was the old me. I was naive. I was uneducated. I'm sorry. He kept saying the same thing over and over and over again. And this was confusing to me, because Jew told me that Flakko wanted the conversation. And since that was the case, I thought Flakko was going to say a little more than just, you know, I'm sorry, I was naive, I was uneducated. Shout out to Jew Almighty, man, for putting belt to ass. Guys, myself, Jew Almighty, Random University, and Logix, we're actually going to continue this conversation on the For Us podcast on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's actually going to be held on Random University's channel. So make sure that you guys subscribe to his channel and make sure that you all pull up to the live, because we are going to talk about this Flakko conversation some more. But yeah, you guys let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Do you agree with anything that I said? Do you disagree? Please do me a favor, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said before, please do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out with the channel and lets me know that you're rocking with the content. Don't forget to join the Discord. Make sure that you follow me on Twitch. Do not forget to subscribe to the gaming channel. And please do not forget to hype the video. I really do appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.